Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Investing and Trading Live. As always, my name is Josh Billiquist, and today is August 15th. It is Tuesday, to be exact. I believe yesterday we made a mistake and called it August 12th, but it was definitely still Monday yesterday, and a pretty good day in the market yesterday. What we're going to do here today is we will look at the movers from yesterday. Obviously, market looked pretty darn good yesterday, and then what we'll do is peek at the movers for today. It's a little bit different of a day. Markets have gapped lower and showing some volatility here this morning. So we'll look at that. Should be able to get our options platform up, and we'll be able to scan for some opportunities with the options market. And then we'll finally kind of close it out with some earnings. I believe Target tomorrow and the other news reports for the day. The movers, losers, and the news, not the Indiana Hoosiers. So that being said, to get started off, let's get into the S&P 500, which is the SPY, which is the kind of what we look at is just to gauge the market here on the show here. The S&P 500 is kind of the market. The S&P 500 currently down about $2 on the day, 197 to be exact, at 446.16. Now, yesterday, it was a pretty positive day yesterday, closing at the highs of the day, 448. 448.15 roughly, wherever, depends on what it is there. And the market gaps lower this morning, and we're showing it's going up on the day, just ever so slightly, but it's still just open, so not a whole lot of action here this morning with the S&P 500. Still have our demand zone down at the 430 area. Dow Jones currently at 351.5, down about 0.5% on the day, which is about $1.71. Opens up much lower and has showed a little more volatility with the Dow Jones here today than the S&P 500, down a little bit from the open. So that one's showing some weakness. And the NASDAQ, which is the QQQ, also opening down, but is showing some strength here today. So some inverse correlations here with the major indexes, S&P 500, Dow Jones, and the NASDAQ. IWM, which is the Russell for the ETFs, and that has also opened up down, but also has shown some weakness as the market has opened. So that's your overall market index update. Looking at the US dollar, this is also down on the day. So it's kind of a mixed bag here today. The dollar has reached those highs from the month of July, the beginning of the month. And obviously we've had a lot of strength through the last month since those highs, after it dropped from the $100 area and going up to right around 102.95 as we speak. So that market here at a crucial area that it's respecting a supply zone that's really been tested in my mind a couple times. So if this one does break that supply zone, we'll look for those highs around the 104.40 area to be that next point. But I like the old 105 area as the next target. So that being said, that one is going to dictate the markets. The correlations aren't the same. So as always, nothing is always the same in the financial markets. Moving on to some other ETFs, a couple of notables. There's a few that are down percent on the day. Utilities are down 1%. Financials down 1%. Energy down 1%. That's been a hot one for the last, looks like, month or two, 2 months or so. 3 months even. So XLE is showing some weakness today, even yesterday. Gapping down much lower here today. So, and I don't really see a major supply zone. I see energy continuing to go up. As we know, there is risk in trading investing. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only. Mainly mine, but hopefully you find this entertaining as well. United States Oil USO ETF at about 73.02. Currently down about 1% on the day. We looked at U.S. Steel yesterday with that major news yesterday. Let's just pull that up real quick since we're looking at U.S. oil. U.S. Steel is ticker symbol X. And that one opened up yesterday and actually continued to go up, opening around the 28 something area, getting all the way up to 30, close to 33, 32.50. Currently at $30.30. So major volatility with United States Steel after I forget what the news was yesterday. If you check out the archives from yesterday's podcast, the August 14th podcast, and that was we talked about the news on that one. So those are some of your ETFs and XLE movers. Let's just look at corn. Corn currently at about $471.50 per bushel, continuing that downtrend for quite some time. Wheat, same thing, looks pretty similar, currently at $605.75, and that one also continuing that downtrend. And let's look at oil, since we were looking at some commodities. That one is going to be very similar to the energy sector, and U.S. oil obviously is going off that crude oil price. Currently at $81.56. So hopefully our gas pumps will show a little decline as we are driving our gas hogs. Unless you have an electric vehicle, congratulations. Gold currently at $1902.45, continuing to slump since the month of May. Silver continuing to slump as well, down to $22.45. So your metals are really all the commodities struggling here today, including your I don't know. I can't remember if the SEC or the IRS considers Bitcoin a commodity. I can't remember the ruling on that. I don't think they did. But a lot of the cryptos are negative on the day. HNT, which is one I like to follow, obviously continuing a downtrend, slumping down to $1.81 per helium. Looking at some major stocks, NVIDIA is one of the movers for the day. NVIDIA up $2.21 on the day, going from really yesterday from the week, opening up yesterday at 403 and at 446. So a pretty big jump in NVIDIA, nearing those all-time highs again, with which we're at around $480 per share. So that's one of your movers on the day. Everything else is pretty much down. Really, I guess really everyone that I look at. It's funny. Bed Bath and Beyond finally no longer has a price on the chart. It's an invalid symbol. Womp womp womp. Some major notables: Tesla's down 1%, Skills down 2.5%. Your financials were down, so JP Morgan down 1.6%, Citibank down 1.75%. Carvana's down. Carvana has shown a lot of strength over the past few months here, and really since the highs right off of that supply zone that we had talked about probably a few weeks ago. The way it looks, that's been tested twice now. It's coming down to $39.85 per share. And to wrap up these stocks, we will look at Disney, since that's one we've been looking at. We had some $85 strikes a while back that we had closed out right before earnings, but this one's still above there and currently at $87.41 per share, respectively. So that being said, let's scan for some opportunities. Now, obviously, the platform once again isn't working, but one of the things that we look at in our options trading, just not as a indicator, but more as a where is price at and where has it been relative to where it's been. And one of the things that I look at is the percent Bollinger Band, and this is just a gauge of where it's been. There's no decisions based off of that. As a matter of fact, any decisions based off a lot of the free indicators that are out there are probably going to be lagging anyway, because it's a lot of it's mathematical equations. So be very conscious to what indicators you're looking at, so you're not just placing your decisions based off of those. So, but percent Bollinger Band is one of the ones that I do like to look at, not for trading decisions though, and it's basically just telling you where it's at. So Some opportunities we're going to look at, obviously AMC. XLF, the financials might have an opportunity. Hopefully it shows some volatility. JP Morgan, UPS. We have a bunch in the red here. And let's just go and take a look at them. And silver is one that I want to look at as well. Not as far down as the others, but we will look at that because I like the demand zone at $20 per share. So AMC obviously is going to have some great volatility. I do not like the stock as an opportunity, but that being said, we'll look at it anyways. We'll look at some 30-day options. Wow, those $3 strikes. Where's current price? $3.33. Oh yeah, no wonder. So the $2 strikes are still giving about 2%, or sorry, about 1%. So I like I said, I don't like this stock to go and trade, but I just want to look at it and see where that $2 strike is. It is below the demand zone where the price is currently at. So yeah, it's currently in this demand zone, which actually might be an opportunity here. But with this stock being so volatile and any news just changing the trajectory, it's just not worth the risk. $2 is $3.30, so $1.33 to get down to $2. I mean, that's still a big percentage, but is it really worth it? I just don't think so. Let's take our handy dandy trend line and see what our percent drop would look like. And it's a 64%. That's not right. You would need price to drop 56%. If it doesn't, which actually a little more. 64% to get down to your strike price. That being said, just a little thing to note here. On Monday, price was at over $5 per share and dropped to that $3.30 mark, which was 36% in one day. So I just don't like that one as a trade or investment. Let's look at some shorter options to see if it's even advantageous to even look at. Let's look at some 10-day, weekly options. Your $3 are given 2%. Your 2.5 are given 1%. So there you go. I'm going to get away from that because that's not something that I want to trade. So XLF is the financials, the ETF for the financials, gapping down here today. So volatility is low. It's not giving a ton of premium most likely, but we will look where it's at least given 1% and see if there's any demand zones near there. Your 31-day options. The 34s are giving 1%, which is not going to give any premium. So we are going to just move on from that. JP Morgan, probably the same scenario. Low volatility. Price is currently high. Low on the percent Bollinger Band, but that being said, still lower than that 9-day moving average. So I would say in a downtrend as of right now. UPS might have a little more meat on the bone, but the actual move was probably a few days ago. But that being said, let's look at it anyways. So price currently at 173.08. Not enough meat on the bone. Just not enough volatility in the market. There is a way to do a scan. I don't know how to do a scan on the TradeStation app or a TradeStation platform that I use. I know you can use one on Thinkorswim to scan for volatility. It'll give you anything over whatever percent that you're looking for. You can actually set it for that. So that's something to consider when scanning for opportunities to speed up your time. XLP is negative on the day on the percent Bollinger Band. Also low volatility, Wells Fargo at 1%, so something to look at. Low volatility, DocuSign at 2.7. Just no meat on the bone for any one of these. XLI, which is industrials. Low volatility. No major demand zones. Yeah, just not enough meat on the bone here. Walgreens might give something here, which is coming down to a demand zone. Let's look at Walgreens. Price currently at $28.73. Yeah, 27.5 is the only thing that has any open interest. Actually, hardly any at all. Not much with Walgreens. Not much trade with Walgreens. So it looks like you're going to be buying options here for a while. There's not a lot of volatility, so the volatility is low. You usually want to be buying some options here. So hopefully there's some opportunities there for you. Caterpillar still looking really good. WWE still looking really good. Even though XLE is down on the day, still great on the market. So some good movers in the market there. Let's look at some top movers today. Let's close out of this bad boy. See if there's any news in the market, just as we had talked about earlier. All right, so the news for the day would be Bitcoin edges higher following economic data. Analyst ratings, Uber is still 100% buy. Let's go back to the markets. Big gainers on the day. Nothing out of no major people that I know. No household names. So continuing to show some good movements here. So S&P 500, NASDAQ still down on the day. So tomorrow we'll do another show. We'll do a market update. We'll market update what to happen today. We'll scan for volatility, scan for options opportunities, and we'll look at the currencies as well tomorrow. As always, collect your profits when they are given to and protect your losses when they are small. Until next time, retire young, my friends.